Welcome back, and now Storyboard18 Saumya Tewari is in conversation with Kate Beddoe, Director of News Partnerships for Google APAC. She was recently visiting India. We caught up with her on the sidelines of her visit and spoke to her about Google's stand on the use of generative AI in news, their initiatives on localization, and how is this tech giant fighting misinformation. Listen in.
Everybody is talking about artificial intelligence, AI and generative AI, and I wanted to understand the kind of impact you think it has on the news industry and what Google is doing about it.
There is enormous potential and opportunity for creating operational efficiencies. We're talking to newsrooms who are using AI in a range of different ways, which are all very exciting. Users that the organizations themselves are developing, things like using AI to create standard reports around things like weather or stock markets, where it's highly data driven. And what I'm hearing, and particularly I'm hearing it this week, being here in Delhi, is that is allowing newsrooms to spend more time on things like ground reporting because they're spending less time on process. And I believe that that's one of the trends that we will see emerge, is a reconnection with what is unique and special about journalism as we free up some of the obligations elsewhere through the use of efficiency gaining techniques and tools. But the other thing I would say is it's very early days, and we need really strong partnerships and really open conversations as we navigate the different ways that this technology can be used, and we're very keen to hear how people are using it, and we're also very keen to listen to concerns as we shape our own responsible responses to the opportunity that the technology brings.
Tell us a little bit more on personalization and localization of news, and what are the exciting initiatives that are happening in the India market?
Well, I think when we look at the India market, our investment in bringing India languages to the fore has been something that's been happening over time. And so today's announcement, where we've added 2 new languages to Google News, is such a great example of that continued investment. And we've recently run some research on the Indian language user, and we're seeing things that I think possibly have surprised the industry a little bit in regards to how educated they are, how attractive they are from an advertiser perspective. And so our hope is that by creating more platforms and sharing our research and really partnering with the news industry to ensure that there is quality content available regardless of language, we're able to deepen the relationship between the news industry and connect them to users regardless of language, and provide further deeper opportunities. And so today's announcement is just the next step in what has been a very long commitment looking back, and will be a very long commitment looking forward.
We have this huge issue of misinformation, especially on digital news platforms, and social media, of course, adding to it, amplifying it further. What is Google doing to fight misinformation in India?
So this is one of the biggest challenges that we see globally, but particularly in India, and as we head into the elections next year, it is even more important. And so again, we have a legacy. If you have a look at things like the fact-checking network that we've established, our team has trained more than 43,000 journalists in creating collaborations around misinformation, so that we can help newsrooms identify and stamp out misinformation and hoaxes when they see it. We also, on the other side of the equation, invest very heavily with users in media literacy campaigns, and it's important to us that we are helping users, not just students or young people, but anybody who is digitally literate and savvy, to think critically about what it is that they're seeing. Where did it come from? What was the source? How can they make sure that they are not inadvertently perpetuating misinformation? And then finally, we're looking at our tools and how we can use our tool set to be able to improve signals within our platforms. So we are launching a increased fact check presence on our platforms and poll check as we go into the elections. And so when we think about how we fight misinformation, we firstly think of it as having to be a collaboration and a partnership. When we think about our relationship with the news industry in regards to misinformation, it comes down to three pillars. The first is what are we doing in collaboration with newsrooms? Second is how are we educating the user? And the third is what can we do from a product perspective to ensure that those two pieces come together efficiently? And so this is something that we will continue to ramp our investment in as we move through into this next election period.
It is less than a week to go for Storyboard 18's Young Guns, which is the biggest celebration of future-ready young professionals in advertising and marketing who are driving businesses and brands forward and bringing glory to India globally. Their work has helped brands and businesses grow and give India greater creative and business clout world over. We will honor, recognize and celebrate these path-breaking, promising young individuals through Storyboard 18's Young Gun initiative, a flagship program from the Network 18 group. This is the place where breakthrough talent, marketing and business leaders will come together for an exclusive gathering. We are super excited about this, and so are many from this industry. Let's take a look.
Storyboard 18 Young Guns.
I want to first compliment you on and the Storyboard team on putting this together. It is a hugely important initiative because our industry is only about talent. That's all we have. The fact that you're recognizing a generation of talent that is going to drive the business forward, I think is remarkable. I think it's particularly interesting that you're focusing on a new generation of leaders, because with all of the changes that are happening in the forms in which creative work is being expressed, I believe very much in the power of creativity to drive growth. The manner and the form in which, with the same principles and the basic foundations of creativity and brand building and growth for brand and business, the form in which it will get expressed is what this generation of young creative talent is going to help us get right.
The Storyboard Young Guns initiative seems to be a fantastic idea. The way they have adapted to technology and all the exciting stuff that's available today, it's really making the advertising product stand out in global forums. A country like India, which is so diverse, which is so full of, multiple cultures, different sounds, colors, sights, and all of that, makes it a very, very interesting cocktail for anyone who's in the creative industry to really thrive. So no doubt that we're really going to rule the world as far as creativity is concerned in the years ahead.
To be told for some time now, I don't think we've paid enough heed to nurturing young talent, getting the best talent into the industry. So I feel an event such as this brings focus to what this industry is all about, which is young people and youthful energy. And events like this bring that spotlight on the future of our business, which is the young talent. I think the future of creativity is very bright. And I always say that this is the best time to be in the business of creativity because, the whole palette of what creativity can play with today is so wide and it's so variety-full. That's fantastic. So no longer do you have to play only with a headline or a jingle or a video, but you could be solving a problem using data. You could be solving a problem using technology, right? You could be solving upstream business problems. You could be solving human problems which matter to business and so on and so forth. So I feel it's the best time to be in the business of creativity.
I think it's one of the most exciting times for marketers around the world because you have so many tools to work with and so much rich data. It's a plethora that can drive performance marketing and insight to do more creative things. So that to me is a great area to work in over the next decade. And I would encourage all of the marketers of today to really understand how to apply AI in what you do. AI won't take jobs. It will take people's jobs that don't know how to use AI to apply it to their jobs. So I think we have to teach all of the positions in an organization how to apply AI to what we do.
Young Guns is a great platform which is bringing both the creative revolution and the tech revolution together and anchoring it on the people who are making it happen and celebrating them. The ad industry itself is going through a dramatic change. The lines are blurring dramatically into what is an ad, what is a piece of content, what's entertainment, what's always on, what's digital, what's mass media. So many lines are blurring there as consumers kind of are spending more and more time very, very differently from what they were a couple of years ago. So I think that's one thing that's going to change, therefore, what happens with creativity in the ad industry in terms of these blurred lines between what's creative, what's content, what's entertainment, and what's media, and what's et cetera, et cetera. So I think that blurred lines is going to be an interesting one to navigate.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.